In this video, we are going to learn to kind of identify or bring some attention to some of the data by using something called conditional formatting. What that means is you are identifying a group of values that you are going to put some conditions on. If they meet certain conditions, then we're going to format them a certain way so that they stand out. If you haven't already done so, stop the video and open up Western Region Sales. And then I want you to select F6 down to F13. We are going to set a couple of different conditions for this range of cells. We're going to kind of play around with our conditional formatting until we settle on something that works. With the range selected, we're going to make sure you're on the Home tab and go to Conditional Formatting. And notice you have a number of options here. We can highlight some cells based on certain criteria. We can use some top and bottom rules based on certain criteria. We can put in some data bars, which look like a graph. We can put in some color sets and icons. We can create a completely new rule, kind of a customized rule, but we're going to focus our attention on these for now. And right now I want you to click on Color Scales and just choose that first one. It's the green, yellow, and red color scale. As I look at that, it doesn't really tell me a whole lot. In some cases it might, but I think I'd rather do something different. So we're going to select this, go back to conditional formatting, and we can manage our rules down here. If I have only one rule, I can just simply clear it from the selected cells, or I could go to Manage Rules, and I could delete that rule. Either way is fine. It's gone. With them still selected, I want you to go to Conditional Formatting, and this time we're going to use some data bars. We want to kind of show a graph as to who sold the most. And once I pick data bars, then you get to choose kind of the color and the style of it. I'm going to choose the Gradient Fill Green. And when I do that, I can automatically see at a glance that Jose sold the most over the course of the 2 months and David sold the least. Once again, you can change that if you want to, or you can add other conditional formats to it. We're just going to leave it the way it is. At this point, I want you to select C6 down to D13. Now in this range of cells, I want to do something a little different. I want to just highlight a couple of cells. I want to highlight the cells that are less than 15,000. So if a person sold less than 15,000, I want that to show up on there. Maybe there's a problem. Maybe they were sick. Maybe they were maybe they didn't have a very good territory. We want to identify it so that we can maybe address the issue, because we probably want more than $15,000 worth of sales. So with it selected, we're going to go up to Conditional Formatting. And this time I'm going to use Highlight Cell Rules. And I would like to know everybody who is less than 15,000, not greater than, not between, but less than. When that happens, I just have to simply insert the amount that I want it to be compared to, 15,000. It gives me a default format, light red fill with dark red text. You can choose some other preset ones, or you can create a custom format. And when you get a custom format, you get to choose what your font number is, or what your font is going to be, or if you're going to use bold, what color you're going to use, the size of it. We're going to use the preset one. Oops. So I'm just going to stick with this, the light red fill with a dark red text, and I'm going to click OK. And notice that Brenda in February had kind of a low sales, and then David in both months had kind of a low sales. Maybe David's new. Maybe he just doesn't have the clientele yet, and we don't need to be concerned about that. If I made a mistake, and let's say Brenda actually did sell more than 15,000, rather it was 15,876 or 900. my goodness, 876, and I press enter, notice that the pink goes away because it doesn't meet the criteria. Go ahead and click undo and bring it back to the 13,876 and the pink returns. At this point, that ends our demonstration for conditional formatting. At this point, go ahead and save your work, either exit out or keep it open for the last video.